Hello everyone, and welcome to my first, technically second official uni vlog. I haven't recorded one since I've arrived at university, and I meant to record one much sooner. I'm recording this November 7th. It's like just past 5 o'clock in the afternoon, which is 1800 hours? Yeah. No, 1700 hours. Anyway, yeah, I said I was gonna do this in the last vlog, and so here I am. Speaking of which, the last vlog I recorded, which I technically recorded earlier today and then edited before I went to bed and then posted for today, it got copyrighted. Because the fucking music I used, despite saying it was free on the site that I grabbed it from, and you know, I put the link to it and whatnot in the description below, it got copyrighted, which was wonderful. Oh, I love it. But yeah, this is my room. You might have seen it in the background of some of my videos, maybe Plants vs. Zombies, Five Nights at Fuckboys, Brawl Stars, things like that. This is my domain in Toronto, or at least this will be for the first year. I don't really have the luxury of staying here for more than just the first year because, well, that's not how residence works, at least not here. Typically I wouldn't be recording around this time. Right now, actually, I'd be finishing up the last hour of a class, which would be history, but our history teacher canceled the class for the day on account that we were supposed to hand in a big assignment today. And I handed it in yesterday night, so it was, I had a lot of free time. I've started watching The Guardians of Justice on Netflix. Not that I'm sponsored by any of that, but you know, Diamond Dallas Page was in it, so I was curious to see what would happen, and it turns out John Morrison is in it too, which is not something I knew about beforehand, and fuck my eye, and yeah, no, it's been a weird show to try and get my head around, but I'm watching it, which is fun. I don't know if I like it or not yet, I gotta be honest. Aside from that, I haven't been doing much, you know. I started laundry on some towels and whatnot, but hey, why not? Let's get you accustomed to my room. So this is my bed. I usually sleep with 2 pillows and whatnot anyway. I charge my phone right beside me and everything. My window is always open because this place gets hot as fuck. And so the only thing I do is close the blinds, which I'll have to soon because it's getting dark out. Being in Canada in the wintertime, it's kind of normal here. But yeah, I got a poster on my wall. I bought this in Toronto. They were having this weird poster sale on one like the first weeks there back in September, and so I bought a poster, and it's Code Geass, which if you watched the Three Morons podcast, or I'm pretty sure I've talked about it before, but especially in the most recent time I've done it was the first episode of the 4th season of the Three Morons podcast. Yeah, where I talk about the fact that Code Geass is arguably the only anime I love more than Death Note, because it is, and it's really cool. And I didn't expect them to have a poster of it. They had nothing about Death Note, so got that, and it was cool. And I was really happy when I bought it. I bought it with a couple of friends of mine. Well, friends. They're good people, but I don't talk to them consistently enough. That's none of your concern. It's a whole complicated thing, but they're good people, acquaintances. And then yeah, you got my shelf. I mean, you got meds, but you don't need to know about that. Just a couple snacks. I loaded myself up on drinks and whatnot yesterday before I recorded because I spent the whole like day after class in my room, and I realized that even though I had food in my freezer to make dinner for myself, I didn't have sorry, someone was out the window. I think they were looking at me. I didn't have drinks, so I went down to the Metro near my place of residence, and I bought a full pack of Coca-Cola and a full pack of Dr. Pepper, and they're sitting up there because I didn't have enough room for it. Regardless, yeah, there's just cereals, there's popcorn, and a switchblade. Don't ask. But yeah, no. At the very top, you got pop figures. I was only able to bring 4, so I brought the Miz, Gaara from Naruto, the Riddler. It's technically Jim Carrey's Riddler, but it was gifted to me on my birthday from my sister, so that's cool. And and Liv Morgan as well, which was, yeah, so 2 WWE figures and, you know, an anime figure and a super villain. Aside from that, there's just the 2 skeletons, the married couple, in the cart, because I saw it at the dollar store while they were still selling Halloween stuff, and I thought it looked cool. So that's that. Regardless, that's, like, there's not a lot of interesting things in my room. I should make that very clear. I mean, you got, like, well, actually, that light's kind of fucking everything up. Regardless, you got my desk. This is where the main recording happens for, like, Brawl Stars, Plants vs. Zombies, or any of that. And I'll get into more detail about that after. But beside that, we got my mini fridge. It's got my bottle of water, but it's tap water. You don't trust tap water in Toronto. So it's mainly water that I use for ice. You got my toothbrush, you got my journal, you got the Death Note right under that, and you got my AirPods, and then just my charging station for most of my stuff. Below there, you got the prop briefcase that I use for a scene that you're probably not going to see, as well as my printer, and my hat. It's down there too, but I forgot to pick it up. So yeah, regardless, that's my mini fridge. Computer case, some shoes I was wearing before I started this video, and then you got, like, my dresser with my prop Starbucks cup to use for that same scene that my briefcase is for. My grandfather's sweater, just toiletries and medicines and whatnot, other toiletries and whatnot, shoes, jackets, sunglasses, you know, bed sheets, all that jazz. Sweaters at the top, shower stuff right there, a hook for a towel if I ever have one. You got my door, which has got a Batman poster I bought at Fan Expo this year, which I meant to show off, but I never actually made a video showing that off. Might be a good idea to actually talk about that. I never actually talked about that. That might be a good thing to talk about sometime. I might do that actually. But yeah, I got the Batman poster. I don't remember for how much. I got that at Fan Expo. Just a calendar and a Michael Myers painting that I got at Spirit Halloween, which looks really freaking cool. And then just my classes, because I never got an official timetable for what I was doing. Oh yeah, and Asses Masses. It's a little cue card type thing. Really cool. Interesting show. Very interesting show. But now we arrive at my desk. And my desk has this wonderful light. That is the light that I'm usually using behind the camera. So you can see it. After 5 seconds it turns off. And it has a charging station, which is pretty cool. My computer, you're no stranger to that. That records literally everything and holds everything. I've got another monitor right here, which sometimes I use with the camera, sometimes I don't. Headphones are not currently attached, but that's whatever. A little art pen that I was trying out, but I haven't found a use for yet. And a nice cap, don't pay attention to that. And then up here, we got my Apple Watch, which I can't use really. I got like a bendy thing that I bought at my, at the Fan Expo too. And it like switches between good bendy and bad bendy. The Ink Demon via a magnet, which is pretty cool. We got Ryuk, which I also bought at the Fan Expo thing. It's a really cool little statue right there. And we got my True Silver Jesse that I got a while ago from a little, I forget what the things are called, but it's the only one of those boxes I've actually opened, and I got the only statue I really wanted from them, aside from regular Jesse. So I was so lucky on my first try. It was honestly crazy. And yeah, now I got tissues, I got fake blood, I've got honey, I've got stuff from my water bottle, I've got coasters, even though 2 of them are being used right now, and I got extra printer ink, even though my printer doesn't work. And then up there, just an Xbox bag, even though I don't really need it. Another box I don't know what to do with. Another box I don't know what to do with. And my Switch charging port, because I did bring my Switch with me. I bring it every time, as you would know. Kind of. I don't know. Regardless, yeah, so just to really quickly prop you back up on my recording booth. Here we are. We're back in the name of the game. Hi, I'm Azriel Silver, and I don't know exactly what I was expecting to happen from this. I kind of just thought it'd be cool to show off my dorm, especially because it'll be something fun to look back on and, you know, demonstrate. And, you know, it's not like I gave away any sensitized information or anything. I don't know, it's cool to know where my life is at this point. And I guess this space being my first official residency alone, in other words, detached from my parents, that kind of individuality, this is kind of a collage of who I am in this rather small space that fits my needs pretty well for all things considered. You know, you got horror, you got anime, you got action, you got WWE, and you got video games, Batman, you got fake blood for costumes and shit. For the happy-ish man and everything, and then you just got life, and you got sunglasses, and I don't know, this is me, and it's really cool. I think. I also think that this being my first uni vlog provides it as like a decent benchmark, because I haven't done a benchmark in a while, and I feel like over time I kind of forgot the point of benchmarks, because there would be points where I did them so frequently, and other times where I'd completely forget about them altogether. Benchmarks was a thing, a type of vlog I started ages ago, in one of the first years of my channel, where I just made a video talking about where I was in life, how I was feeling, what was currently going on, so that way I'd have kind of an indication, you know, a timeline of what I was doing. Regardless of if anyone saw it or not, you know, it'd be something I could watch back for myself and be like, oh yeah, this happened there. But having no script and kind of improvising everything I said and did and everything like that, you know, it went off the rails at some points, I think. And also, a lot of the time, I never really took it seriously as like a thing that would present me in my current life, especially when if I'm not mistaken, I think car vlogs were initially supposed to be that, and then I just started doing car vlogs every week. But even then, the car vlogs, after a while, they began to feel like a chore. I didn't have too much to talk about out of the normal, you know? There's nothing going on in the short term. Aside from maybe what I was doing in drama, everything was usually the same. And so it ended up becoming more of a chore than anything else, and I don't know, I feel like it could have been so much more if I tried a little harder, and it's something I've thought about a lot lately, the idea of if what I'm putting out is actually quality or just quantity, and I think a lot of people would argue it's just quantity, although, especially this past year, I've been really trying to put out content that has quality to it, you know, trying to up my commentary game and everything, and hopefully that's shown in stuff like my Resident Evil videos and you know, Brawl Stars and Finds the Fuck Boys. I think that one I've been struggling a little bit with, but you know, I've been trying to make content that feels more like me, and I guess through it all it's been a bit of a soul search for lack of a better term. I don't know. It's also been interesting because for like a good chunk of time now, I've been off watching Netflix series, and to come back to YouTube, like recently I was watching Markiplier's Resident Evil 4, Separated Ways, is that what it's called? He was doing some sponsorship for some DLC for Resident Evil 4 before he's even played the game yet. I was watching him play that, and I was trying to like observe him. Not necessarily, I'm not trying to take content from him, but I was trying to understand how he worked through the YouTube game, you know? Like, I have no intention to be famous or anything like that, even though I am an actor. And I have no intention to really gain fame. You know, I don't intend to monetize my videos, do advertise, wow, did I just glitch out there? And I didn't intend to do like advertisements or anything like that, and I still don't. But even so, I wanted to know, I was trying to figure out what made his stuff interesting and what I could do to make my stuff more interesting, aside from editing, because I feel like editing things to make it more interesting is a bit of a cop-out, because it should be treated as an extension of oneself, and I feel like if you do too much of that, you lose the authenticity of oneself to the product of what you're trying to create. And that might just be me, because I've only been doing this for 4 years and I'm, you know, just a stupid university student who's going in for acting, you know? I'm not even dedicated full time to this, even though I have posted relatively frequently. I've always kind of liked the idea that even if my content was only watchable for the first 2 minutes, that it was for the most part raw and unedited, because it provides the most genuine version of myself for the internet to see. And it also stopped people from like being able to, lack of a better term, idolize me, you know? You watch something like WWE, or even, you know, just simpler terms, that you watch like Markiplier or something like that. I think people after a while begin to forget that they're actually people, and begin to take them into that realm of celebrity and just think that they're on a completely different plane from the ordinary citizen, when in reality there's nothing that really separates them from anything that we do, aside from having a more idealized experience in the subject matter that you're enduring. Markiplier obviously being through YouTube, and WWE obviously being through wrestlers. I think even though like my content is usually clicked off from, and I apologize, my eye is really bugging me and I don't know why. Even if people don't watch my content, even if it's only the first 2 minutes and then people are like, no, I want to watch something else more entertaining, I feel like even if that's the case, even if I put in a bunch of effort for nothing, it still means that I'm giving the best of myself and the most honest idea of myself to the people, regardless of if it's deserved or not, regardless of if it's justified, regardless of if it's working or not. I don't even know what the fuck that was. And yeah, I don't quite know how to articulate it. I guess for me it's trying to find a balance between honesty and humor. Because especially with how YouTube works nowadays and where people go in terms of attention span and all that stuff, I feel like instead of it being kind of a compatible relationship, it's grown to like a scale where either one outweighs the other, you know, and it's kind of a power dynamic between the two. You can either really be yourself, and that'll mean less edits and everything, but it'll mean you're putting yourself out there, or you can make things really funny and flashy and have music and crazy effects, and oh, the camera zooms in to, you know, show your face in a minute of awkward silence, and then, you know, you cut at times that you think is boring and everything, and then, you know, it keeps people engaged. And maybe I'm reading too much into this. You know, obviously being a part-time philosopher, there's a chance, really. I don't know how that, I don't know. It's been something I've been thinking about since I started YouTube, really. And I've kind of left off at this point where it's not for me to try and determine what exactly that balance is. I'm sticking to one side. And I'll make a funny edit here or there, like my Plants vs. Zombies Nighttime Adventure 2 speedrun. Or not speedrun, but like... It was a video that I recorded for an hour and a half that was shortened down to 10 minutes. Via, like, speeding up the video itself. And it's something like the most editing I've done. But like there was a little moment in there, if you watch long enough, you see this like short, maybe 5-second clip that was just put together, and that small clip is what some people do for a lifetime. And you know, I don't do a lot of that. At one point I was trying to do more of that. I just don't. It's funny though, because at the same time I'll like be making my anniversary videos, which are the most editing I ever do in a year. I'll be making an anniversary video, and I'll be watching the clip and I'll be like, oh, see, I could have done that there. But in the moment when I'm editing it at that current time, it'll be like, yeah, let's just find the way it is. When in reality, maybe I could have edited it more to make it more entertaining, but I don't. Meanwhile, I have friends who want to be YouTubers and whatnot. Eyeless Arts, for instance, who thinks that the first video determines the entirety of one's career, so he wants to make his special, and Funzilla06, who just doesn't really do it, but does it. And then you got Bree, who again, you know from the Three Morons, hopefully. And she's talked to me before about making, you know, videos. But hers, she's struggling to even put out one, and she's trying to edit it a lot to make it more engaging. And it's just so fascinating to hear, like, even just the three of them talk about different things that they do for their YouTube, because they look at it in such a way that I don't, you know? All that concern about making the video look just right and being happy about it and whatnot is something that they're kind of struggling with, for lack of a better term. And then there's me, and I'm just putting out shit regardless of the quality. I don't know. It's an interesting debate that maybe I don't have an opinion on, or at least a justifiable one on, depending on who's responding. But it's still something I've been thinking about, and I didn't expect this video to go on this kind of tangent, but it has. And I think it's an important discussion to have, and I think it was probably the most ethical use of my time in making this vlog to talk about that, because, I don't know, I'm trying to give points about my life as to where I am and everything, and this is just the most effective way to do it. I really think so. And hopefully, as time goes on, I'll be able to look back at this and provide even more ideas, and maybe my ideas have evolved, and maybe I've changed, and maybe I do more edits down in the future, and I look at this and be like, yeah, I was really stupid back then, I don't know. Maybe I don't change at all, and I'm still consistent 5-10 years from now, but it's important to have these discussions, these bigger ethical topics, and I think more of them need to be had, and more people need to look at the nuance of things when making an informed opinion, because people don't do that enough these days. And take it from a Gen Z who knows. People should not judge books by their cover. But yeah, just to give a bit of a different, we've talked about all the heavy stuff. The heavy stuff is gone. just to give a quick update on what's going on in life right now, we are, in the second week of November, currently running. We've got, like, classes going on for a while now, and we're past the halfway mark. So we have classes up until the first week of December. December 1st is our last week of class. Our last week of class ends. And then the Monday afterwards, we have our last classes. After that, it's, we got exams going on, which ought to be interesting. Right now I've got a few projects going on. I got a couple essays to write. Nothing horrible. Yeah. I'm working on a short film. I don't know if that short film will ever see the light of day because I haven't even finished the script, even though I've been working on it for a while now. But I keep just putting other things before it, for instance, YouTube, and it's kind of gotten in the way of me actually being able to work on it through quality time. But I'm hoping that'll change very, very soon. So, yeah, I'm working on a short film. It's a Death Note fan project called Equilibrium. I've already casted some of my peers who like Death Note in smaller cameos and whatnot. I have been watching a lot of YouTube. I just finished watching Lucifer again on Netflix. Like I said, I was watching Guardians of Justice. Before that, I was watching Code 8, which was recently put on Netflix, but it's a 2019 film featuring Stefan and Robbie Amell. Don't mind the voice crack. I've just got a lot of stuff on my Netflix watch list that I haven't watched before, so I'm going to try a bunch of new things in the short-term run. Mental health has been a bit of a problem, but it's getting a little bit better. I think there's just one more present thing that's going to have to force me to be a little bit more vulnerable, at least in terms of what's scheduled anyway, and that's going to be problematic for a little bit, but I'm thinking after that I should be more than okay. I'm sticking in here to Toronto until the weekend of the 25th of November because that's the next pay-per-view, WWE pay-per-view. I think it's Survivor Series. So I'll be watching that one at home with my father and brother, and it'll be cool and stuff. But yeah, I don't know, I've been doing stuff. I watched the FNAF movie 3 times in one weekend with, 3 separate groups of people. First time being my brother and older sister, second time being with the 3 morons, and then the last time being with Brie, my other sister. Yeah, I don't know. It's been a fun ride so far. It's been very eventful. I think life has been like a very dramatic change since I moved to Toronto. The Brawl Pass, the new Brawl Pass, the final official Brawl Pass in its current form, where it runs for like 2 months and all that. That started yesterday. So I gotta get on that because I forgot about it in, making the vlog and finishing my project and all that. So yeah, I gotta get on to that. But I want to record something else today, so I'll figure out what that is. Maybe it might just be more Brawl Stars, I don't know. And yeah, no, so this has been good, I think. I really enjoyed this talk. If I have any more ethical things to talk about, I definitely think I want to discuss them. Then I definitely will bring them up in a video of its own. Regardless, I'm not going to talk about YouTube too much because I already talked about YouTube in the last vlog I just did earlier today, technically speaking. That got copyrighted. Yeah, I don't know. It's been fun. I've been having fun, and got some shit to do. So this time I'm gonna put music in the background that's hopefully not gonna get copyrighted. I'm going to post this in hopefully 4K, and we'll see what the audience reaction is to that. Yeah, so if you are, for some reason, watching this point, even if you're just future me, because there is a chance, thank you, Everyone, so much for watching. I'm Master Silver. Like, comment, subscribe for more of this, more gaming vlogs, and whatever else comes. I will see you all very, very soon.